Mariners keep winning, 15-5 in their last 20 games, 7 series wins, positive after positive, but there's one downside. The Mariners are beat up. We are dealing with a lot of injuries, got a lot of positives, but also we got to handle the injury situation. We'll get into that and more on this week's episode. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Sogcast. I'm Patrick.
I'm Garrett.
And I'm Bella.
Welcome back, Bella. You're a full-on host now.
Thanks, guys. I think we're kind of making this a thing.
Excellent.
Yeah, you're a staple.
People in the comments appreciate the love, guys. Appreciate the love.
They love
Y'all
you.
are the best, for real.
Everyone's been so nice in the comments.
To her. We don't get that. We don't get that kind of love.
True.
I'm going to start blowing up the comments.
So, Mariners keep winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Winning baseball. They had the stretch of, was it 4 or 5 series in a row, dropping the first game, winning the second 2, taking the series, and then the nice little 2-game sweep to cap it off against the Angels. Remember when the Angels started off good this year? That didn't last very long.
We all knew that wasn't going to last, though.
Poor Trout down again.
Yeah, bone bruise on his knee, I believe.
Yeah, that's a bummer. I love Mike Trout. I know it's popular to hate Mike Trout in Seattle because he's such a Mariners killer. I can't do it. I love Mike Trout. I think he's such a phenomenal baseball player, and it's a damn shame that he just can't stay healthy. I think that if he had if he managed to stay healthy throughout his career, he would be chasing all-time records.
Without a doubt. It's honestly a bummer. I mean, he's a class act. He's a great ball player, and it's such a bummer to see somebody with so much talent and who would be easily, Hall of Famer, putting up just numbers and just having such an incredible career be constantly burdened down by the injury bug. It's a bummer. It definitely is not fun to see, but wish him the best. Hopefully it doesn't last long. I mean,
Hopefully.
For sure.
glad we won, though.
I think it's a bummer that he insists on playing his entire career on the Angels.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Go somewhere and be the best. No,
Yeah.
he won't.
Nope.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, speaking of injuries, we might as well
Let's jump right into it.
Open that can of worms. The Mariners are beat up right now. I mean, bad. Dylan Moore out. Logan Gilbert. Rowdy Tellez is still dealing with the hand injury.
Yeah, he got hit in the hand. That was scary. He missed a game, but he came back for the next one. I was like, oh, man. Well, I'm glad he came back and is dealing with it.
Yeah, George Kirby. Matt Brash.
Luke Raley.
Luke, I mean, you want to talk about just unfortunate accidents. Luke Raley pulls his back in pregame batting practice. Mm-hmm. And they're saying minimum 6 weeks before they even evaluate him
before he
again.
even rehabs. I mean, that's rough for him for sure. Sounds like thankfully Demo sounding like his isn't going to be too long, but it's something that it sounds like it had been bothering him a bit before that game. So hopefully he does take enough time. Just like we talked about, I'd rather the guys take a little bit longer and come back full gear, than especially because Demo, he plays a lot of games. I mean, he's somewhere on the field most days. And so not only did we have a little bit of cushion of having a couple extra days off this week, which helps all these guys heal up a little bit more too, but hopefully he takes enough time that he needs to, so this isn't like a consistent thing where he has to go out for a few days multiple times throughout the season.
Well, and we've seen so many times when players are dealing with a lingering injury and they're not fully healthy, and it fully affects their season. Look at Polanco last year. I mean, Polanco's a perfect example of someone playing through an injury for the entire season, and he was awful. I mean, he was terrible last year. Polanco was very bad, takes the whole offseason, heals up, and now he's one of the hottest hitters in baseball.
Yeah.
He's still injured, too. He's got lingering issues. He can't bat from the right side.
Yeah, because it's like his left hip or right hip, left hip, because he can't push off that back leg.
Yeah, but he can bat left-handed, and for being so limited on what he can do on the field, he's annihilating.
Yeah.
Yeah, Polanco has been crushing, and it's because he's fully healed up. JP also last year, lingering injuries. He had ankle issues. He broke his pinky, just kind of fighting through this all year, and their performance has suffered. So we need these guys. We can't rush anyone back. Like Bella just said, you want them to come back fully healthy, not, they're 80% and that difference of 20% healthiness is like a 50% decrease in ability. So we need these guys to be healthy. With Logan Gilbert going on the IL, grade 1 flexor, flexor in his forearm. We called up another Logan Evans. Now, stop me if you've heard this one before. We call up a minor league pitcher, and he's phenomenal in his debut.
He had a great debut. Yeah, he had some big shoes to fill. And they had a good little moment that Logan's got to meet, and definitely already kind of, bringing him into the clubhouse and getting him acclimated to kind of the crew, which is great because our bullpen, not only our team, but our bullpen especially, those guys are close. They've really built such just like a camaraderie with each other and have such a great time. So I love seeing that when we are bringing in new guys that they're kind of easing them right on into that. So, and it was great to see him have a great start.
Yeah, Logan Evans comes in, makes his major league debut, 5 innings, 3 walks, 2 runs. One of the most impressive things for me in his start, 13 of 20 first pitch strikes.
That's how you get it done.
I mean, coming in, attacking the zone early, setting the tone. There was a really funny moment, though, in Logan Evans' debut. He shook Cal off. Did you guys see that?
I did not see that.
He shook Cal off, and
did he get a talking to?
Cal gave him the Matt Brash treatment when Matt Brash was the rookie and shook Cal off. What's actually kind of funny, though, is Cal seemed nicer in his conversation than he did with Matt Brash. When Matt Brash shook him off, Cal went out there, and it was not a happy conversation. That was like an elder talking down to a naughty kid. Like, Brash,
when your mom's in the grocery store and you're acting up, and she's like, "If you don't fucking knock it off, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you in front of all these people." It's that moment where you're like,
right here in front of everybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it. Yeah.
So he was a little bit nicer with his Logan Evans conversation, but the sentiment was
make me come out here again.
Was still the same. I call the pitches, and you do not shake me.
I
off.
run this shit.
Yeah.
I don't know who you might be up here on this bump, but I run this shit. Yeah.
And to his credit, he listened to Cal Cal was calling for a 4-seam fastball, and Logan Evans, he pitches backwards in a sense, where his fastball is not the pitch he uses the most. Uses more breaking balls and stuff. And Cal called for a 4-seam fastball in this situation. Logan didn't want to throw it. Cal went out there, had a talk with him, and next pitch, 4-seam fastball, pop up to left field, inning over. So it worked.
You're welcome.
And don't shake off Cal.
Yeah. Lesson learned. I love Cal.
Going all the way back to last week, the Marlins series, we had an unfortunate game 1, 6 unearned runs.
Standard.
That's really unfortunate. That's the game. Logan Gilbert went out with his injury. He was perfect through 3. And then all of a sudden he was just out of the game. That sucked. We're like, what's going on? Casey Lawrence came in, and you want to talk about a journeyman, just like workhorse. This Casey Lawrence guy, he's been around the league for a while, and this is the cruel part of baseball. He's obviously out of options. He's like 37 years old. I'm sure his options have been up for like 15 years. So that means as a journeyman reliever, anytime he needs to get sent down or whatever, you can't do it, so you have to DFA him. And if no team picks him up from waivers, then he gets outrighted back to Tacoma. So as 37 years old, this poor guy, this poor trooper is constantly, he doesn't know where he's going to be from week to week, constantly flying. They had him in Texas when we were on the road.
Living out of a suitcase.
Essentially, yeah. And
hopping over to the East Coast for us just to go right back.
Just to get DFA'd.
To DFA.
Hopefully clear waivers and end up back in Tacoma.
Yep.
Called up when we need him again. And then we did that for a good 3 times, I think. And then on the 4th, the Blue Jays claimed him off of waivers. So this is bound to happen if you can constantly DFA and same guy.
I know. And I just,
So
people,
bummer.
it is. And people, and rightfully so, if you're just looking at it at a glance, it seems like a luxurious life of being an MLB player. But that's for the starters and the stars. If you're a fringe guy, you and someone like Casey Lawrence, you literally don't know what state you're living in on a week-to-week basis.
Yeah.
And now he's not even living in the country anymore.
Just a grind for opportunities.
Yeah.
Because that's all these are. They're just opportunities, glimpses of opportunities. And you're just grinding. You're just out there, like, you're interviewing every time. You're like, maybe they'll keep me around. If I don't perform today, well, who knows where I'll be? Who knows? It's great. And they're not making cheddar either.
No.
So, it's rough. It's rough. Definitely.
Yeah, so Logan didn't even make it to the fourth inning, or through the fourth inning, I guess.
He pitched 3, so
Yeah,
he was out after
he was
3
done.
into the 4th.
They bring Lawrence in, and then he pitched through the 8th.
Yeah. And that was such a bummer, too. I mean, what? So, 4 innings of relief, and he gets tagged for 8 runs, but only 2 were earned. 6 unearned runs off a demo error that happened with 2 outs. And since the error happened with 2 outs, every run that scores after that is considered an unearned run. And poor Lawrence kind of had the wheels fall off in that inning, which he could have been out of. And unfortunate error, gives up a 6th spot there. And then he still pitched 2 more innings after that. And then to DFA him at the end of the game, like, that is just really, really unfortunate. And, I wish him the best, honestly. I'm rooting for him in Toronto because this guy is a grinder. He's not going to win any awards or be a household name, but he is out there grinding and doing what he can to help his team win. And it's a real bummer that he's no longer with us.
Yeah. It was.
He
it was
didn't
a rough
die.
game.
He didn't die. He's just in Toronto.
Sorry.
Well,
Yeah, no, I mean, it was a rough game to watch. I mean, and also, too, it's like thinking back on it now, when Demo had that error, I was like, man, I mean, it's rare for Demo to have an error. It's just not a super common thing for him, thankfully. So when he has one, I'm like, no big deal. And looking
Pretty
back,
costly,
it kind
though.
of it definitely was the costly one. It kind of had the ricochet effect where it just kind of like it just kept rolling that in, and it was like, oh man, all right, well, can we stop the bleeding sometime? But also, I mean, looking back on it now, it's like, well, he was hurting, he was in pain because I think it was after that game that they're like, all right, then he was down, so it made sense he's probably really not feeling great that day. And as you mentioned, again, just the schedule-wise, us getting back from that, just the brutal no day off coming from the East Coast. We're probably exhausted that game I mean, there's no excuses. We lost the game. It is what it is. But also to think we were dog shit tired, too, because it's in the Marlins. Come on. But, and then Gilbert, I think it probably also just shifted the mindset. Everyone like, whoa, like, just got back, we're all exhausted. And then Gilbert, what the hell is going on? Demo, just, so it just, a lot going on.
Yeah, that was the whole just like comedy of errors right there. Just a whole bunch of stuff going wrong at once. The travel, the Logan, I mean, the whole thing just really kind of blew up. But the Mariners didn't let it define them.
Sure didn't.
Because the very next night, they decided to unload a can of whoop ass.
It was
Yes.
such an exciting game from literally the first pitch. Quite literally the first pitch. Julio hits a bomb. And then what does Polo do? Polo comes up. His second pitch hits a bomb.
Cal takes a 10-pitch walk after that.
Yeah.
Oh, that to
Did
me,
he have 2 10-pitch walks that game?
that is
Yeah, he had 2. I have a note. Cal has 2 10-pitch walks that game. Yep.
that is crazy.
Just pile them on. They bounced Gillespie in the second inning.
Yeah.
Way to get that starter out of there.
And 14-0 shellacking the Mariners smackdown. They're like, oh, you want to score a bunch of unearned runs against us? We're going to score a bunch of unearned runs against you.
They had
Yes.
a position player pitching in the 7th.
Yeah.
In the 7th.
That's tough.
I was
That
like,
is
wow, I
tough.
don't know if I've ever seen a position player pitching that early. I don't know. Yeah, it was rough. Also, ending at 14-0, it tied the largest shutout in franchise history as well with that score as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Love that for
That's
us.
a big one
We
for
needed
us.
that after that just rough Friday night. We needed that bounce back for sure. It was an exciting game. Lots of good defensive plays as well. We got to see Mastrobuoni doing great out there. He's been solid. I mean, defense and offense. He's getting on base. He's making it, making it happen when it counts. I love to see it.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
love Miles.
Miles is cool.
They've even had him in the outfield now. Like the game that Rayleigh got hurt, they had Mastroboni start in right field, and it's like, well, here's Demo.
I was gonna say almost like a little Demo where he's a solid utility player. You can kind of put him a little bit all over, which especially having Demo and Rayleigh out, because Rayleigh too, I mean, he can be versatile as well, being able to play first base and also in the outfield, and you can also DH him, and he can lay down a mean bunt when you need him to,
Yes,
and
he can.
which he did actually lay down a really nice bunt this week too. I don't remember what game, but
We love a bunt
actually
in
it was
this
that
house.
game. Yeah.
Castillo had a great game that game too.
Mhm.
With all that Mariners offense, no runs,
Yeah,
1 hit, 6 innings.
beautiful.
Good day, Castillo.
Yeah, and JP had that wonderful. Castillo was super hyped to see JP have that incredible play. I think he got play of the week for that one or close to that dive behind second and doing a little glove flip to Rivas. I think.
It was
Or was
Mastroboni. It
I
was
don't know. Yeah.
Mastroboni on that one.
Oh, that was a beauty. And he just looked at you and he was like, I don't even know how that just happened.
Take this. You got it. Wow.
Yeah.
Good
That
little
was
team effort
beautiful.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Love to see it.
Oh, speaking of plays of the week,
Huh?
player of the week, Jorge Polanco
Of
wins
course.
AL Player of the Week, and Demo won it the week before. That is the first time 2 Mariners have won Player of the Week in back-to-back weeks since Alex Rodriguez and Ken Griffey Jr.
That actually makes so much sense for that era of Mariners time, because when else would that have happened? I
Yeah.
mean, really, Polo too, a couple things on him. So he's the first to have a multi-homer game before the end of April since Nelson Cruz in 2015. And also, one that I was very taken aback by the other day was that he's never hit a grand slam. To be hitting bombs the way that he has, like in your whole career, you've never, I mean, not to say that hitting a grand slam is so easy and everyone just does it on a random Tuesday, but still kind of interesting for how on fire he is. I'm like, should we take odds on when he, when
bet
and
he
if
gets one
he
this
takes
year.
a grand slam this year?
Yeah.
I think it's about time.
I think it's inevitable if he keeps hitting this way.
Yeah.
Things are just going to line up, and that's bound to happen.
I'll be hyped when it does. Knowing that, I'm going to be super stoked when we finally get that Polo Grand Salami.
Stay hot, Polo.
Yep.
Yeah. And the fact that he is still dealing with the lingering injury issue, but he can hit from one side of the plate
Very well.
very
I'll
well.
take it.
Let's see. Monday, day off.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't even cover the 3rd game of the Marlins series.
Oh, yeah, the
Oh, yeah,
Sunday
yeah,
game.
yeah.
Cal hits his 10th home run.
Yes, he does.
Yes.
Leads the league still.
Might be tied.
I think
Yeah.
it's
With-
tied up now for people at 10, but
I think
yes.
Suarez has also reached 10.
And he's on
No.
a short list of people that have done that this early in the season as well.
Yes.
He's on a pretty short list, which is pretty dope.
We
for
got
him.
that Logan Evans debut. I guess we nailed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Logan Evans came out, dealed. Mariners shut it down, get another series
Another
win.
series win. I have a little note. I haven't heard the phrase marine layer all season long. Must be fake.
Fake news. You heard it here, folks.
It was a lot of years of coping. Well, that's why the Mariners can't hit.
It's not a
Wet
hitter's
air.
ballpark.
We blamed shitty weather. Turns out it was just shitty hitting.
Shitty weather and some kind of weird angle and situation between.
The batter's eye is crooked.
Yeah.
It turns out the Mariners just weren't good at hitting before.
Or they all
And,
got eye surgery and they corrected it. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I mean, it's now working. The offensive explosions that have happened at T-Mobile have been so fun to watch. I've been there in person for a couple of them.
Mm-hmm.
And like watching the hit parade. I mean, we say it
Yes,
over and over again, but hitting is contagious. And we've seen it happen all season. Couple guys start getting the ball rolling, and before you know it, everybody's hitting except Solano. But what can you do? One guy.
Yeah.
Now
And the
you can
bottom of
hit.
our lineup, too, has just been raking. Like, to see
Yeah.
the bottom of our lineup just
Getting
coming
on
out there
base.
and cleaning it up and just setting the guys up at the top. It's just been really, really beautiful to see. And everyone just picking up the pieces with so many different injuries and stuff. Everyone's like, all right, well, time to step up. Let's go. Like, we got this. We're going to keep on pushing regardless of who's not here today. We're going to make it happen. So I love to see that.
How much credit can you give Edgar Martinez for the amazing hitting? You hear JP's done a couple of post-game interviews, and both times he said, now we're just doing a see ball, hit ball.
I think we
take away
simplified it.
simplify the approach.
Like we talked about it, that whoever it was it's just too much computer. Oh, look at this and look at the iPad. Get off the fucking iPad and play some damn baseball. Just go play ball.
I wonder if that's if that's an Edgar thing.
Yeah.
It's like
Come
we
on,
didn't
guys,
have
it's
all
baseball.
this back when I played, and I killed it.
Yeah.
You guys should do the same.
Well, and Edgar even had said at the end of last season how he wanted the team to have a more simple approach. None of this overanalyzation, none of this reading the grids and taking percentages of counts. And it's like, these guys are professional hitters. Let them go up and hit the ball. They're just, what are they trying to like crunch numbers in their head like they're Rain Man every time like they're at the plate? Like,
Well, of the trajectory of the ball.
yeah.
They're
no.
wearing counting cards basically in their head. Like,
Yeah.
trying to do all this math.
They're
and
just
shit.
taking amazing at bats. They're being super picky with their pitches. They're not chasing shit out of the zone, which is astounding to see. Last year, that's all it was. It was just chase, out, strikeout, strikeout.
Nightmares.
Our
about
on
just
base percentage
swinging
is
this.
nuts.
Mariners are leading all of baseball in walks.
Yeah.
It's great at bats.
Leo
And-
Rivas lives on base.
You
Every
can't
time
keep
that
them
guy
all.
comes up to bat, I'm like, I'm excited to see it. And I wasn't, terribly excited to see Leo Rivas at the plate last season or ever really. But now he comes up, I'm like, this guy's on base. Let's go.
Like I said last week, he's sneaky. Like his
Yeah,
stats
yeah.
are sneaky. All of a sudden, you're like, whoa, what are you doing here, bud?
Yeah, constantly walking, great at bats, great hits, RBIs, getting runners in. Rivas has been a huge, and I'd say he's probably one of the most underrated on the team right
Truthfully.
now. And it's not, it's just because so many people are producing that, because he's kind of quiet and at the end of the lineup, he doesn't really get as much limelight, but he is doing just fine. He's doing awesome. And, it's funny, I didn't even think about it until you just mentioned it, the lack of chasing. And God, how many games last year did we watch 12, 13 batters strike out a game on a slider that was a foot and a half outside?
Exactly.
Because they had
That reach,
the reach, the lunge, and just ugly at bats. And no, we have not really seen that this year. I mean, sure, the occasional ugly strikeout is going to happen. That's
tip
just
your hat to the
Nowhere
pitcher and
near the
keep
same
it
rate
pushing,
as it
yeah.
was, though.
not even close. You're
Yeah.
100% right. Yeah, that brought back a whole bunch of memories of
Yeah,
the
I'm like having
Mariners last.
PTSD over here.
Yeah, the Mariners chasing.
That's my little note before the Angels series is that the Marine layer's fake. The batter's eye is not crooked. Everyone's wrong. And and we can thank Edgar for everything.
Yeah. Also, I'm not going to attempt to.
Rich sums it up.
I'm not going to attempt to pronounce his last name, but there's two hitting coaches. It's Edgar and then Kevin something.
Seitzer.
Yeah, your guess is better than mine.
All right,
But
no idea.
both of them, what they are doing with this team, a more simplified approach, is clearly working. I have not seen like better at bats in who knows how long.
I nailed it.
Yeah, good job. but those
Had to check that pronunciation.
but those two have played an incredible role, and the contrast of Scott Service and the old hitting offensive coordinator, and just to be like, hey, take good at bats, and if it's a good pitch, hit it, and it seems to be working. So
I
Love it.
Yeah, keep it rolling.
On to the Angels series?
Yeah.
on to the
Our
Angels.
quick little 2-game series after having a nice day off to get refreshed and back at it on Tuesday night. Patrick and I were both at that game.
Didn't know it.
We did not know it until after the game, unfortunately. But yeah, it was a great game. Good
What's
time to be
crazy-
at the ballpark.
What's also crazy is that we were sitting in the same general area.
But like on opposite sides.
Opposite sides, but
Mhm.
we're Terrace Club people. But I was sitting down the third base side, and I guess you were on the first base side.
Yep. Got to watch Polo's home. Got a beautiful view of Polo's first home run that game. Just coming, I was like, oh, it's just so nice to see that view, just to watch it. You're just so sure because you can just see going right over the wall. But yeah, it was a good game. Miller was on the bump. Not a terrible outing, but certainly not his best by any measure.
I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for Bryce Miller. I guess he's been having some nagging injuries.
Mm-hmm.
But 5 innings, 5 walks is not great. 6 strikeouts, pretty good. No earned runs. I'll take it.
And again, because honestly, I wasn't too happy with Miller's start either. Like, in a sense, with the 5 walks and stuff, his control was seriously lacking. It wasn't even like he was missing close. He was kind of wild that game.
High pitch count.
High pitch
Kind
count.
of early, but end of the day, no earned runs.
And that's what I was going to say. Like, it's so funny that we're so spoiled with pitching that a pitcher can give up 0 earned runs in 5 innings, and we're like,
Not his best day.
it could have been better. I mean, how
better.
can you argue
Do
with 0
better.
runs? But
Yeah, and we won the game. Our offense produced.
something did happen, though, in the first inning of that Angels game. What was that?
That's the Seattle special.
Damn
You
right.
load the bases with no outs, and you don't score any runs that inning.
That
Got me
was
all excited for nothing.
so frustrating.
I know. It's very frustrating.
You know, first 3 batters of the game all get on, bases loaded, no outs. We're like, we're gonna blow this wide open
It's
early.
about to be a nasty game.
3 outs in a row, all weak contact too.
Stupid
No-
out, just stupid.
Pop out. I know one was a pop out to the third in
Yep.
foul territory in third base. Probably a strikeout in there. Probably a ground out. I just know that we had the bases loaded with no outs.
And it was a boom, 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 and all of a sudden, and I was like, all right, that was fucking pointless.
Yeah.
Sick. On to the next one.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
And then after that, in the top of the second, Cal could tell that Bryce Miller clearly didn't have it. He went and had a very early mound visit with him and was trying to tell him to like reel it in, which obviously he did pitch well, but it was clear the control wasn't there. Velocity was a little down and just, he wasn't missing by a little. Cal is, reaching all over to catch these pitches that are missing badly, but locked it down. He did what he could do. I have a little bit of a hot take about Bryce Miller. I said at the start of the season, I thought he was going to take a step back, and I thought Brian Wu was going to take a big step forward.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Miller is the guy. And if there's a chance that around the trade deadline, if we're looking to add another piece and get rid of a pitcher, I think Bryce Miller might be the one to go.
I don't know if that's such a hot take. I wouldn't be shocked to see it happen. I would be
Yeah.
very sad to see it happen. Bryce
Personal
Miller.
bias. Yeah, personal bias. I really like him, and I want to see him do well and get it together. But I don't think you're wrong, though, numbers wise. Like, if he can't get it together and kind of, bring himself back up, and like we talked last week, he's like, what, our number 5 of start. So it's like you're kind of the last one on the list. So you're probably going to be the first one to go if somebody goes. Just the reality of it. So.
Yeah.
I hope he stays. I like him.
No,
I hope he
we
reels
never
it
hope
in.
for somebody's downfall. It's like you hope he gets
Oh,
it together, but he might. You're right. He might not be the guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been watching him pitch, and the way he struggles as soon as he gets around 100 pitches, like there's no way he can even throw like 105 pitches, because as soon as he's like at 90,
It's messy.
the ball keeps rising higher and higher, which happens when your arm is tired. And he's a couple years into this thing now. That arm strength should be a little bit like higher than it is, the stamina and stuff. And yeah, I don't know. And I think honestly, with the way pitching is across the league, he'd probably be a fine number 3 starter on pretty much anywhere in the league for a good majority of teams.
Just about any team would be lucky to have him. I mean, in that sense, for sure. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
not a lot of bullpens would be like, oh man, this fucking bum.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Well, you're my guy, Bryce. I hope you feel better and pitch better.
That Texas twang.
Also, I could see if Logan and Kirby come back, and I don't know, maybe see how Logan Evans does.
Yeah, there you go.
I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe Bryce Miller is even a long-term like a long reliever,
Yeah.
someone that could do like Casey Lawrence did.
Right, when we have those weird
Just
days
something
where we
happens.
need somebody in early, or we're just getting raked on real early and we got to go to the bullpen sooner than we like.
Sort of
I
a
don't-
Chris
I don't
Flexen type
actually-
move.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's better than Flexen though. Don't
yeah.
get me wrong. He is better than Flexen.
I don't hate
know.
the idea of that move for him, especially because if he can't go that long, it's like that'd be kind of potentially a good role for him. But we'll see. I mean, who knows?
I don't even want to think about it. I don't love that at all.
I like that better than him leaving completely. But hey,
So in that last game versus the Angels, Polo hits a 3-run missile. Just out of here in a hurry.
You know what's even crazier about that is that it started as an 0-2 count. He was down 0-2 early, battles back, works it full, and then certified piss missile. Absolute rocket.
Hell
no
yeah.
doubter.
And then he came close another time.
Just barely missed it.
Barely missed it. And I was like, oh man, 2-home-run game would have been nice for Polo. Guess what? Hits a home run later in the game, gets a 2-home-run game, and was so close to a 3-home-run game.
And he had a walk in that game. So that means in his 4 at-bats, he had 2 home runs, one that barely missed being a home run, and a walk. I mean, have yourself a day. He's going to keep that up. You can win back-to-back player of the weeks with performances like that.
Seriously.
He got his 9th home run on the season. That's up there. It's one behind Cal.
Yeah.
So he's chasing the leaderboard for home runs. Yeah.
And he's not a home run hitter.
Sorry, that was the first game against the Angels. My fault.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying because you were talking about the last game
the
as in
double.
like the
Yeah.
game we were talking about.
Right.
So it worked out.
Well, once it's a day game, it's weird. It was a weird week in baseball.
It was
schedule-wise for
a
us.
lot of
2
off
days
days.
off. Yeah.
Yeah. A 2-game series. I was nervous going into the 2-gamer.
Yeah,
Because I
I
was
mean-
like, well, we can't lose the first game and then win the next two.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing. I was so nervous of that. I'm like, but I'm glad that we were able to muster up both of those games. Thankful
That
for
was
that.
it was so Tuesday and Wednesday. I wonder if on Monday they're like, just think of today as a loss.
Yeah, today is the loss.
Let's
So
win
we'll
the
win
next
the next
two.
two.
Yeah, we have to win the
The
next
whole
two, guys.
clubhouse.
We already lost the first one.
It's like, y'all lost today. Remember that?
Don't
Take that
forget
with
it.
you. Sleep on that.
Yeah, because yesterday we had Garver. He was catching yesterday, which maybe this is just me, but I always get nervous when Cal's not behind the plate. Like I just have such a
Well, yeah.
obviously, right? But it's like also at the same time I'm like recognize he needs some days off. He DH'd yesterday, but so I love seeing him get some time off because I want to keep him playing healthy as long as possible. But every time Garver is playing, I'm always just a little bit nervous and just a lot of different ways. But yesterday, I feel like he had a pretty good game.
He's
He had
not
a nice
our
throwdown.
worst backup catcher in the last couple of years.
That
We've
is
had
true.
some pretty
He's
bad
We've
ones.
had some dog shit.
He's absolutely not, but it was great to see him just have a good day. I didn't feel like we really
Yeah.
like skipped a beat in any sense, right? So it was nice to see him have that throwdown at second and just a solid day for him. So it was
Good
to
job,
see.
Mitch.
Yeah.
Oh, he also hit his first home run of the season. That was back against the position player, but in the Marlins, the 14
Still a home
14
run.
nothing.
It
It's still a home
counts.
run.
Yeah.
Still counts. Still got to hit it
Yeah.
out of the stadium. But I love that it was
Even
his
Johnny
first.
Barrels.
Yeah. Also, I love when Garver hit his first home run of the season. He didn't celebrate it at all because he's like, I mean, it's a second baseman I'm hitting against. But still got that out of the way. And honestly, Garver he's come through at times. It's not a black hole in the lineup like it was last year.
It not like it was last year. And Garver's one I really want to see him do well. Like, cause I know he, you know what I mean? Like, I think wasn't last year that he was getting like death threats. Wasn't he the
Yeah,
one
it
he
was
getting,
bad.
like
It
it
got
was getting
really
a
bad.
little bit
It
ridiculous.
was
like,
ugly.
okay, guys,
Yeah.
like I am serious about baseball as much as the next guy, but that's wild. That's taking it way too far. So that I guess gave me a little bit of like a soft spot for him where it's like I really want to see this guy turn it around and to just feel good about his baseball career and his performance. And so I definitely after that I was like, God, you got to do it, man. I definitely have a little bit of a soft spot for him for that.
Also, point blank, if you ever attack a player for anything other than just like normal heckling shit talk, you're a piece of shit and you're not a fan of the game.
Speaking of that, Jaron Duran, did you see that fan
I
that
did
told him
see
he's like, you should have killed yourself when you had the chance? Like, dog.
And Cleveland
That's
was,
unacceptable.
That's
Cleveland was
disgusting
all
behavior.
over that. And luckily enough, like the silver lining of that incredibly dark situation is that the fans around the guy that said it immediately pointed him out.
Bye.
And Cleveland, I mean, they kicked him out and they were like, yeah, that's
Issued a statement
yeah.
and everything, yeah.
And honestly, it seemed kind of weird. It almost seemed like like the after effects of COVID, where it seemed like the shit talking got way over the top. Like after the 2020 season, when everyone was like away,
everyone got their Twitter fingers, everyone behind their screens. When you don't gotta face people, it's different when you don't have to pull up. Okay, when everyone's like, "Oh yeah, well, I'll see you," catch me outside. Well, in COVID, you couldn't catch anybody outside. So I think it made people a little bit bold and put a lot of people behind their screens even more, and everyone with their little Twitter fingers and wants to talk their shit. But then you get real life and you get humbled sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like it's just I've always hated it. Like, don't, even for players, like, don't attack wives, don't attack kids, don't attack any personal issues, honestly. Keep it, I mean, because we're all just enjoying a game at the end of the day. And don't get me wrong, I love to shit talk. I'll boo players. I heckle Alex Bregman anytime I get the chance. He's blown me kisses before because I was talking shit to him. But I didn't say anything personal. It's all about the game because we're all just trying to have fun.
Nothing below the belt. It's sports. It's
I didn't
entertainment.
mention Reagan.
I was gonna say you didn't say anything about his wife.
No.
Okay.
I didn't mention Reagan. I knew it, but I wasn't gonna use it because.
All right.
Yeah.
Kept that in my back pocket.
Yeah, I digress.
Tangent.
But yeah, if you're gonna go to a game, booing is fine. Booing is encouraged. Not your own team. Boo the other
Usually not.
players.
When Randy was still in the Rays, he was playing in the outfield, and I was like, "Randy, your shoe's untied." And then he caught this fly ball, and he turned around and he was like, "God damn it, Randy!"
See, like stuff like that. That's part of the
fun.
game.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
And now I'm happy that he's on the team.
Yeah, it's just there's lines you don't cross, and we're all, at the end of the day, we're all kids enjoying a game, and we love it. And honestly, just respect that, and respect the players.
Don't be a douche.
Yeah, seriously, keep
Rule
it
number
Not that
one.
hard.
keep it within the confines of the game. Going back to the Tuesday Angels game, Polanco hit a 3-run shot. He hit a 2-run shot. The Mariners scored 5 runs. Polanco scored 5 runs. The end of the game was Polanco 5, the Angels 3, and took game 1.
The Polo Show.
Yeah.
We should start doing like a Marco Polo chant. I feel like we need to get something like that going for him. He needs something special.
Half the stadium says Marco.
Exactly.
The other half says Polo.
We've got to get that going. I just don't know how we coordinate all the people.
Oh man, if only we still had Marco Gonzalez on the team too.
Oh,
We
that
could have
would-
really
that would
got
be
something
fun.
going.
Oh, it would be awesome.
Glad we don't,
If he was pitching against the Mariners. And
Against
Oh
Polanco.
my gosh,
There
that
we
would be so fun.
There we go. We got to make it happen.
that'd be an
I don't
excellent chant.
I don't even know if Marco's still pitching.
Yeah, I don't think
honestly.
he is.
Yep, I don't
I haven't heard
don't
him.
know.
Nice thing though, in that 5-3 win, the Mariners only struck out 6 times the
Not bad.
entire game.
That's way better than 18.
That I'm gonna
take
have to
it.
run the numbers on that, but I think 6 strikeouts is better.
Girl math says yes. It's better.
Yeah, man. Swept the Angels in a
Yeah.
2-game series. I'll take it. Who do we
Yeah.
got next? We got the Rangers, the A's, and then the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
After the Blue Jays, we got the Yankees. That's going to be a lot of out-of-town fans in the stadium. But
Oh,
that's way later.
That's next.
we got
week.
little
stuff
off
to worry
yawn.
about.
But
we
we
got
do-
divisional games to worry about.
We do have another rare road trip. It seems like the Mariners have pretty much lived at home for this entire start of the season.
We've had a lot of home games early on.
And even now, like, it's just, two series on the road? Because the Blue Jays are playing in Seattle. So just 2 divisional road trips. The Rangers have faltered. The Athletics have actually jumped Texas in the standings.
We were
So
sitting here last week. We were tied at first with Texas, and now Texas is, and the A's are making their rise. They won last night.
yeah, and it just goes to show, like, baseball is so crazy with playing every day and, so many moving pieces. How much one bad week can really throw things off track. Texas going from tied to first to now in 4th place because the Astros are in 2nd and the A's jumped them and the A's are in 3rd. So Texas, 1 week difference. And especially the AL West is so tight right now, except for the Angels, but who cares? The Angels, they don't matter.
Slowly making their separation at the bottom.
And these divisional games shift things so much more than, just the Rays beat the A's one day. If we take 3 games against the A's, we're boom, 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 just
That's
climbing
huge.
the ranks quickly. So we've been playing a lot of divisional games this season. Are we kind of front loaded? I don't really know what the second half looks like, but I feel like we've been playing a bunch of divisional games right off the rip.
I mean, you're not wrong. We've gotten a lot out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a bunch of front-loaded divisional games. And also, it used to be, almost the majority of your games were divisional games. And since a couple years ago where they've done the
everybody plays everybody, kind of a more equal amount.
Yeah, so it actually is pretty beneficial that the Mariners are one of the hottest team in baseball right now, and we're front-loaded these divisional games.
Royals are pretty hot.
15-5 in the last 20 is the best record in that time frame.
Is it?
Yes.
I think the Royals have won 9 of their last 10.
That's
okay.
But what did they do between games 11 and 15?
Okay, fair
No. But the Mariners are one of the hottest teams in baseball, and we're getting front-loaded these divisional games, and the Mariners are hot. And, imagine the hole we'd be in right now if the Mariners had started cold like they traditionally do. All of a sudden we're getting beat up on our divisional opponents, and then later on, if we
having
got
to play
hot,
catch up late in the season, that's not fun.
Exactly.
Get out ahead of it.
And that's what they're doing.
Beating these divisional teams,
Opponents
helps so much too. You end up in a tiebreak situation. We get the win there. We don't miss the playoffs by half a game.
We're not
That's
sweating
always
Yordan
nice.
Alvarez as much in those final series against
Yeah.
the Astros, or whoever it may be that's at the leader, top of the leaderboard with us, because we'll be at the top later this season. Mark my
Hope
words.
so. We gotta stay hot. We gotta get healthy and stay hot.
Yeah, and it, trying to find the silver linings in the darkness, the fact that we are injured right now. We're missing we're missing a good chunk of our starting lineup. Starting pitchers hurt. Infield, outfield, all hurt. And we're still finding ways to win these games, win these series, be in first place. That I can't even imagine what it's going to be like. I mean, honestly, with a lot of these guys, we're looking at maybe all-star break when we're fully healthy again, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're setting ourselves up pretty now looks so much better. Although, let's not forget, the Mariners last year had a 10-game divisional lead, and they pissed it away. We have seen it happen, but this team this year feels different. It feels different.
We definitely have so much more offensive strength than we had last year. I mean, like
Oh
I said, we
my
were
God.
just riding and coasting on the coattails of having such an incredible bullpen that now this year, not only do we have a really great bullpen, but we also are showing up with the offense, and not just 2-3 guys. It's everybody is showing up in some way, shape, or form. We've only got 2 guys that really are the only. We're like, man, it's our first basemen that we're platooning. They're the only guys that truthfully are not producing offensively, and so that makes me think, hey, especially with some of these other injuries, even though they're not first base injuries, but they are some of our utility guys. It makes me think maybe we'll slowly but surely need to get rid of one of those guys and bring up maybe like a Lockley or something like that. Bring up somebody else who can be more solid, because if we're losing some of our other guys, hey, these 2 guys, having 2 guys that are just a downer, maybe we can't keep both y'all any longer.
Now that's a hot take.
That is a
Get
hot
rid
take.
of your worst player?
I know. It's
Get
a
outta
bold-
here.
It's a bold thing to do, bold thing to consider, when you need guys. But now I'm like, we're kind of pressing it, right? With having so many people out, that maybe we can't really afford to have those guys bringing us down, given some of our injuries. So
I think you're right.
thanks.
You're welcome.
And I know everyone was high on Rowdy Tellez after the Blue Jays series.
It was an awesome series.
It was an awesome series. It was an awesome 3 games that he performed well, and he is now back to what he was before that 3-game series.
He had
say
one
his
good play where he
first-
saved a life, but that was it.
His
Yeah.
first base defense is not as bad as you would think just by looking at the guy. I will say that.
The dude can pick. He's got nice pick, good hands at first. And as we've covered in others, like if we had to choose between Rowdy and Solano,
Easy pick.
obviously
Easy
we're
choice,
choosing
yeah.
Rowdy.
But also bring up Locklear.
Yes.
Definitely.
Two things can
maybe
happen.
That can, I'm like, I
Yeah.
keep eyeing Locklear, and I know that you're a huge advocate for that as well. So hopefully we'll see him come up here in
I
the
hope so.
future. We'll see. Love to see that.
What else we got? Any more Mariners coverage? What's happened? I think we covered all the games. We got what's coming up.
Yeah.
I feel like we're missing something.
Well,
Something cool.
just the.
Hey, you want to talk about the weird body language between Rowdy Tellez and Logan Gilbert? You mentioned it early in the season. You saw a weird interaction.
It's
and then we
happened-
saw another one
You
recently.
You
Yeah.
saw that one too.
I haven't seen any of these, and I'm hot for the tea on this kind of stuff. I want to see it.
I'll preface this by Patrick's always looking a little bit too closely at how the players interact on the field.
No, I do that. Big. I'm huge on
and that's
that.
fine. He was saying Ty France and Cal Raleigh don't get along, and I was like, I don't really see it the way you see it. Then he goes, Logan Gilbert and Rowdy Tellez look like they don't get along. And then we were watching a game the other day. I think it was the first game against the Marlins that Friday after we recorded the last week's episode.
Yeah.
And Patrick's like off in the kitchen making a drink or something. And I was like, whoa, hey, oh, that meme. And then I was like, Patrick, you got to come see this. I rewind it and play it for him. And it was this weird situation. You want to go for it?
I mean, yeah, it was almost kind of the same as what happened earlier in the season with a play at first base. Logan and Rowdy are in the same vicinity at the same time. And Logan says something to Rowdy, and Rowdy gives like this what the hell shrug, like
What the fuck did I do? Type. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're talking about the most recent one.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what happened the first time too.
Well, Rowdy was supposed to, toss the ball to Logan, who's covering first base on a little grounder, and he waits until he's about this far from him and goes like, eh.
That
And
was-
Logan's like, Jesus Christ, dude, like
Should've just
that's
taken
the
the bag
weird.
yourself at
and
that
then Logan
point.
says something to him like, hey, don't suck. And
Yeah.
I don't know what he says.
Yeah.
And then what we saw the other day is the same situation. Logan's covering first, and Rowdy flips him the ball from not nearly as close, but still kind of close. And then Logan like says something to him, and Rowdy goes like, dude, why are you talking shit? And then Logan just walks away looking all Waltery.
Yeah.
With his
So-
tall ass.
Tall ass. Yeah.
Something's going on there. I mean, it's pretty obvious to see that's now two pretty specific situations that have happened that you can tell that there is body language issues between Rowdy and Logan.
I wondered
And-
if it was more of a like, hey, way to get it that time. Like talking shit about when it happened before, and then now it's put to bed. Now we're good. He got his last jab in.
I mean, I hope so, but both times I've seen it, it seems like Logan has been the aggressor and Logan's been kind of the asshole.
Being a mean girl.
I think
Mean
so.
girl.
To Rowdy.
I'm gonna be.
You get to be.
I'm gonna be paying close attention to this. Well, I mean, it's not that he's kind of injured because I'm like, can I see some interaction?
Yeah, it's gonna be a minute.
But I'll be looking close now because I do always find it interesting to pick up on some of those things and just the little.
Well,
the
so
little
does
riffs
Patrick.
that
You're in
can
good
happen,
company.
And no, I very much enjoy that. I don't know why, but I just think it matters sometimes. It can obviously affect how they're playing, and I mean, I hate to see it when it's our team because it's like I want to see all the guys having a good time and being cohesive. But
Yeah.
you can't expect all these people to. I mean, you got to go out and play together, but you can't expect all of them to always like each other. It's just the reality of it. You're gonna find people it's like I just don't fuck with you. Like we play on the same teams, great. We'll respect each other on a day in day out, but I don't fucking like you.
For sure, we'll go out there
100%.
as a team and we'll
Yeah.
get our jobs done, and then we're really not going to talk after the game. There's plenty of bands like that.
Oh, yeah.
They've been touring for 20 years. They don't hang out outside of being on stage together, things like that, and they kick ass.
And I mean, at the end of the day, they're coworkers,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like
Exactly.
we
We don't have to be friends. We're coworkers. Yeah.
exactly.
We choose to do this.
I've
Yeah.
just known
We
you guys
hang
since we
out.
were 9 years old.
Yeah,
so.
Honestly, as soon as the episode ends, you guys don't know this. I block their numbers. I don't even, and then
We don't hear from them until Thursday.
the day before we record. I unblock their numbers, and I'll be like,
I'll be there at 1.
I'm gonna be here
Block.
at this time. No, we are so fortunate enough that we've all been friends since we were 6 years old.
Babies.
Yeah,
just little kids.
you guys have known each other a little longer, but yeah, I met you guys in 3rd grade, so it was a little bit after that. So I just turned 9.
I think it was 2nd grade.
No, I'm positive when I moved
Was
here,
it?
it was 3rd grade. I'm very
I
positive.
thought we had the same 2nd grade class.
You didn't have Miss Rice?
Nope.
You didn't have Mr. Calhoun?
Nope. I started up with Miss Cowan in the 3rd grade. Yep.
Shout out.
Shout out to Maplewood Heights.
Go way back like car seats. But
Anyways, fun facts about us.
But yeah, you're used to like all these people. Like when you're on a baseball team as a kid and stuff, these kids are your friends, they're your neighborhood guys. You grow up with them, and sometimes you kind of think, oh well, the camaraderie and all that stuff as you get older in baseball stays there. But it's not. I mean, these guys are out there to perform a job. They don't have to be friends. There's tons of coworkers that people don't like, but you have to go there and do your job and get it done.
Execute.
And the Mariners had their fair share of coworkers that hate each other. Was it D. Gordon and Gene Segura?
Oh, that
got
was some.
got
that
into a
was
fist
spicy.
fight.
Love me some D. Gordon.
Marco Gonzalez threw Wade LeBlanc into a locker.
Can't imagine Marco Gonzalez being that angry. Like
Yeah.
I just looking at, I don't even.
He's
I
a
don't know the guy,
bulldog,
but like
baby.
They call him the bulldog for a
apparently,
reason.
Watch out for Marco. But I mean, you got to think about it. Some of these guys, especially if they've had rivalry, like being on different teams, and all of a sudden you end up on the same team, like this motherfucker. Like if we sign Bregman, like what? No.
Yeah, that was never
We're
gonna happen.
Altuve. It's like the entire clubhouse.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Can't happen.
How many friends does he have in other clubhouses? I can't imagine it's a lot.
There's got to be some
I
out
mean,
there.
some. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he's been in the league a long time, but still, it just things like that where it does make it tough, and we forget that at the end of the day, it's a job. It's work.
They're at work.
Getting that moolah.
Well, speaking of work days, I think this is the end of ours.
You clocking out?
I think I'm gonna clock out. I'm gonna take a paid 15 though before I clock out.
You're going to make me close all by myself?
Take a nice long bathroom break.
Yeah, you can handle it. But yeah, so we got road trip with Texas and Oakland, and then back home against the Blue Jays. We'll be discussing all of that next week. And I mean, what do you guys say? The Mariners just keep winning series.
I say the Mariners keep winning series.
What if they
good
just
times
keep
roll.
winning ball games and we all have fun and we're not miserable every day watching Mariners baseball?
I want to see at least 10 series wins straight. That'd be sick.
That'd be awesome.
Let's never lose another series.
Let's
Ever.
just win out.
Now we're getting crazy.
Let's win out. There you go. Now we're talking.
But this team has been so much fun, and as always, like winning 8-6 is so much more fun than winning 2-0.
I agree.
Yep.
Yeah, you want to see
All
the
day.
runs. You want.
Real quick, I forgot to mention we gotta say what's up to a fan.
Oh,
A real cool dude.
Yeah, James. Thank you so much for being a fan of us from the OG audio only Spotify days. You've been such a longtime fan of us and the engagement and stuff. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming on this journey with us.
Yeah, it's so funny. Most people will just leave a YouTube comment to tell us what they think. This guy just direct messages us because he doesn't watch the YouTube videos. He's audio only.
Yeah, he's a
love it.
Legend.
Spotify guy. And we appreciate your support so much. Thank you for being a part of this. And that goes to the rest of all you guys, too. I mean, we would be doing this show speaking into the void. So the fact
We have
that
been.
we've
done that.
We've done it. So the fact that you guys are entertained by us and want to come, even if you disagree with what we're saying, just the fact that you're engaging with us and stuff, it's so much fun. And honestly, just talking Mariners is the best thing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
We love baseball, and this is so much fun. Appreciate you all.
Appreciate
you
you.
becoming a part of this. Matt, miss you too. Hope you're doing well out there. And yeah, and we will all be together next week as we talk about more Mariners. Thank you all, and as always, go
Go
Mariners.